Hey, what up guys, welcome back to my fish room. If you guys are new to the channel, I post all kinds of videos on fish tank stuff and fish content. Today's video is all about how long you should have your lights on for just a regular fish tank. And then I'll also go over a planted tank, because with a planted tank you do need to have your lights on for a pretty good amount of time. If you guys are interested in other videos, please check out all my other videos. And I have a whole bunch of other fish tanks on the channel. So please feel free to subscribe and leave a like and a comment down below. But yeah, let's get right into it. So today's video is all about how to stop algae pretty much, or how to have a good balance of algae in your fish tank. A lot of these tanks in here are right near some windows right over here, so they get a pretty good amount of daylight. And honestly, in my opinion, your fish do not need the light on all day long unless you have a planted tank. So we're just going to start off with talking about non-planted tanks like these. This tank just has a couple fake plants and a hardscape basically. So for example, this tank right here has just a clown knife slippy in it. He's like one of the best fish I have, and he is super personable. But I don't leave his light on very often. Pretty much all the fish in here, the lights are off all day long. And I turn on my lights at about 5 o'clock, and they turn off at about 8 o'clock. So I only do 5 to 8 usually, and I feed them at 8, and then I'll turn off the lights a little bit after that. And that's pretty much all I do for these fish. But that's because I don't have any plants. Now, I've kept a lot of planted tanks in the past, and you definitely have to have your lights on for a very long period of time. So we're gonna go over that later on in the video. But I wanna keep talking about why your fish really don't need light all day long. Most of the times, if you have a fish tank, it's on a counter in a room or something where a window is around, and a lot of times you're gonna get kind of a dim light in the room no matter what when it's daytime, and the fish are gonna be able to see, and they're gonna swim around just like normal. In the wild, in the water, there's not always perfect light for them, so they're pretty used to not having light all the time. And if you watch any other experienced breeder or fish keeper like Dean's Fish Room, he'll talk about how he really doesn't put his lights on very long at all. And I would definitely agree with that. That is definitely a huge tip if you do not have plants. It really saves you just a big headache of scraping algae all the time. Now, if you're having a problem with green water, it is definitely due to having too much nutrients in your water and having your light on too long. So if you're constantly battling with green water and stuff like that, I would go ahead and either clean your filter or get more filtration, and definitely start turning your light off maybe half of what you do already. Now over here I have a bunch of baby fish. This tank just has a bunch of baby bristlenose plecos that I hatched out. And same thing for this tank, I only turn it on at 4 o'clock and I feed them around 8 and then turn the light off. But you'll notice I don't have any plants in my fish room, and that's because I don't want my lights on all day. So a lot of the times I'll be at work or doing stuff and the lights are off pretty much all day. And then when I get home, I'll turn the lights on just to see the fish and feed them while I'm home. So I would definitely recommend, don't just leave your light on all day long unless you want algae and other problems. Now I think we should move on to talking about planted tanks, because the rest of this video is going to be all about having a planted tank. I've done it so many times in the past. I've had plants, and a lot of my friends have planted tanks, so I would definitely recommend starting off with getting a timer from Amazon. You can get a timer that will turn your light on and off for you, and when you do that, it'll always be the same time every day. It'll never change, and that really helps with fighting off algae and keeping your plants growing good. You can do some research, but I pretty much would start with like having your light on for 8 hours a day and then having it off the rest of the day, and seeing how your plants do. If they're not growing as much, keep it on a little longer. If you're growing too much algae, I would turn the timer down a little bit and keep your light off. A lot of times with planted tanks, it's all about finding the balance and trying not to grow algae while you're also trying to grow your plants. A big thing is, if your plants aren't growing but algae is, you probably just have the light on for too long and your plants are stunted at that point, in my opinion. So I would definitely try to turn your lights down for a little bit if you're fighting algae in a planted tank. There's so many planted tanks I've seen where they're overrun with algae. You can't even see the tank. And a lot of planted people say it's just a phase, but if you turn your lights down a little bit, the tank is trying to tell you that there's too much nutrients and too much light going on. So in my opinion, a timer does a lot for a planted tank. That way you don't have to worry about missing turning on your light, and it'll always just turn on and off by itself, and you pretty much just come in and feed the fish and change water. Another big thing with planted tanks is I usually don't even change the water. Over here, this tank does not have any plants in it, but I thought I would show you guys that my fire mouse are breeding like crazy, and they just laid a whole bunch more eggs right here. This pair right here did. And I kind of thought I would show you guys in this video. These guys are very young, so you can see a lot of the eggs are white and they're not fertile. And these are probably just gonna mold over and disappear. It just seems like my male is having a hard time fertilizing the eggs. So if you guys looked at my other video, I have a whole bunch of cool cichlids, and they all do really good in this tank. You can see there's no torn fins or anything. Everyone looks really good in this tank. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. I really just wanted to talk about how long to keep your light on your fish tank. You know, in my opinion, you really don't need to have your light on all day long. I've talked to so many people who are just battling green water and stuff like this, algae, and when I ask them how long they turn their light on, they say, oh, it's on all day. And I tell them, you really don't need to do that. Only turn it on when you're looking at the fish, you know. Of course, I'm not talking about a planted tank, but for most fish tanks, people don't really have plants, I find. And if you do have plants, you already know what you're doing. So if you guys enjoyed videos like this, let me know down in the comments below. I'll see you guys later. Peace.